Okay, so this video is a bit of a different one. I'm in my room starting off today because I got a Android radio to put into my Golf. That's the only today. No, I'll do an unboxing first in my room and then we'll go into the car. And what's it called? Yeah, we'll go into the car and then fit it. Okay, so here's the radio. It's actually from some time ago. My brother had it for the Mark 5. So this is 4 Mark 6s all, they both fit. This radio is a full Android radio unit. It's got all the cables with it, all everything you need. Let's get all this out. Okay, so here's the radio. Let's get that up here. It looks just like an RNS 510. I'll leave a link down below for obviously. Everything's all set up exactly the same, so when you put it into your car, it looks just like it should be there. It looks stock basically. It's got like that OEM plus stuck to it. So it's running full Android 8, I think it is, or 7, I can't remember. Easy installed. I'll show you how to do it. Make sure you have all the cables with it, obviously. I'll leave a link down below for this one if you do want to buy it. Cost around £200 roughly for a decent one. So yeah, let's go into the car and install it then. Okay, so once you're in the car, just get a flathead screwdriver and you just need to pry it under that little bit just there for ours, and you just need to pry away at all the edges. There's going to be, I think it's about 9 to 10 clips in total, just all around. Just keep lifting it up. It will be a bit stiff if it's the first time you're taking it off as well. Just once you get under, then just pull it, and you might break clips. Clips do break really easily with this. You might need to get a new one, but you can pick them up really cheap for tenner. But to be fair, if they do break off, just glue them back on. That's what I used to do. So just get some, just get underneath it all. Lift up each part and it'll keep clicking one by one. Just work your way from one side to the other and eventually it'll come off. It only takes about a few seconds, and if you ever need you get too stuck, just use the screwdriver with your hands and it will help ease it out. Once you got the cover off, there'll be 4 screws, 1 in each corner of the radio. So then for the all T20 Torx bits, so yeah, you just need T20. All 4 come out. They're just 4 little screws. Make sure you don't lose them because you'll need them obviously to put them back in. And just like that. Then the whole radio itself will pull out. It'll have like a little, it's like clipped in a bit, so you gotta pull it a bit and it'll kind of like jump out a bit. It'll like, yeah. And then once it's out, it'll come out really easily. Then you just gotta start pulling the face off. Make sure you don't scratch anything around it because it is metal on like the plastic and whatever. Don't like rub it against your gears to don't let it lean too much on plastic things because it will scratch them. Because here are the 2 actual radio antenna wires. There's like a little clip at the bottom you just gotta push. And once you just push them out basically, there's a little piece there. And then once that's up, you just push them out, or pull them out. And then obviously don't put them too hard to the point they break, but they'll come out really easily. Once they're out, that's just your little FM radio antenna. Then this piece, it will actually lift up, it's like a clamp. So you gotta pull that out, you'll see here. It comes up and it comes out. And then when it bends around, that's when it's out. So once you've actually got it up and with the cable at the top, then the actual block is free to move out itself. So a little tab there, pull it up, and now see the blocks, it's unlocked basically. That comes straight out and that's your radio out. Now we've got to get to installing the new one. Okay, so this is the back of the new radio. On the left you need to put on your little, it's like an antenna for your internet and like everything, just your wireless connection antenna. Put that onto there. There's 2, there'll be GPS and there'll be one for this. Don't put on the GPS one, or if you got both, put it on both. But I'm going to use external GPS on mine, which I haven't bought yet, but that's going to be plugged in later. So just screw that on. It comes out like a normal, just like a screw on bit. Once that's on, then get to plugging the rest of the cables in. Okay, so there's 2 USB ports that came in mine. You might have more depending on which one you've bought. But these 2 USB ports, I run them into the glove box. So as you can see here, there's a hole at the back of the glove box, top right of it. There's like a slight hole. So fit one hand in there, other hand put the USBs in behind the actual head unit, and there'll be like a hole. You'll eventually find like the USBs fall into place, and I'll show you guys where the actual spot is. It's like a little gap, not too small but it's not too big either. There's like a small gap, you can just fit the USBs through. So here you can see just on my brother's hand, you can see a hand in the background. That's my brother's hand. You have to get it into that gap somehow. Just keep, it's just fiddly basically. It takes some time and you'll find it and get it in there. So this cable is just a FM like radio booster basically. Both of them are supposed to go into there, but one of mine doesn't fit. I need to modify the holder a little bit. It's a bit not right shape, but as long as one goes in there, it's fine. Just tape them together if you got an extra one, because then you don't want to have it like hanging and getting caught on things at the back when you place the radio, and it just makes it neater basically. This is the main connector block that converts all the connections, speakers, all the normal stuff. Just a normal like plug and play adapter that goes straight in. So same as how you took it out of the old radio, it just clips into the new little like holder for the new loom. So clip that in, push it together. That's the main cluster of wires, but that's the ones you need for it to work basically. That's like the main everything put into that one. Now for all of the connectors that you have at the end of it now, they'll all just plug in. Just like each like pin holder, they're all different shapes. So each one will only go into one of the slots. So just make sure you line it up, look for which one it fits into, and it'll fit in, because all of our layouts will be different, like slightly different. But you'll see that like each one, they're more or less like, there's always a slight variation in each plug. So nothing can go into the wrong one really. Because I tried it myself to see which ones will go into where, but none of them go into the same ones. They all have each individual ones which they won't go to. And that radio antenna like booster that I used, that just goes into the hole. And then once that's in, you're more or less done once you've plugged everything in. So just make sure you plug everything to the right spots, have your antenna in, make sure all loose cables are out of the way, and then we're going to fitting it. Here we're fitting it back in, so just make sure all your cables, all the little boxes you got, everything is just kind of pushed back, so when you put the radio in, it doesn't like squish them underneath or get trapped somewhere. Just make sure they're out of the way, so just put them in places you think they'll be okay. And obviously don't force the radio in if it's getting a bit stiff. Just take it out, check to make sure nothing's behind it, put it back in, just like we're doing, make sure all the cables are out of the way. So once it's actually basically in, you'll like sit in half, then you need to just push it and line it up with the screws on the side. And then once you lined up, push it in a bit harder, use a bit of force and it'll click in, just like there. So once it's clicked in, then you're basically ready to put the holder back on, the little surround, once you've got the screws in. So put in the 4 T20 Torx that we took out earlier. Now the screws, just from habit, I'd say put them in a crisscross pattern. So you do bottom left, top right, top left, bottom right, like do them in a opposites, not all on one side, because a lot of tension goes on one side. Then that's just out of habit. It probably won't do anything if you don't do it that way, but I recommend doing that. So get all the screws in, and then we will just push this around on. It just clicks in with the like side bits, each part just clicks in, and then you're ready to turn it on. Okay, so this is like a week later. We've actually got the radio in. You saw the last bit of us fitting it. The car was on like jack stands for ages. I thought I'd pick here, I forgot one. We had it on overnight. Basically some stuff happened. The sump messed up, the bolt threaded, whatever. But I'll get into that another day. Radio's in, fully working. I'll show you now how it is. It's trust me, it's just fully worth it, trust me. Okay, so here's the radio. So you can see there, got a bit of DMO on, obviously on YouTube. Look at this. This is mad. Watch this. Look, I'm full on YouTube. Search what you want. Go into full Android. Even got Spotify in here. You got radio. You got all of that. So let's go through the normal stuff first. We got radio. Let's go to apps. Okay, I've changed the launcher on here, so it'll be different for you guys depending on which one you buy. But I just changed mine around. But there's obviously radio button. Radio. That's normal. Mine sounds like shit because I've got a station on. You got all your tuning stuff, like for your equalizer if you want to do all that. Dim button's kind of sick. Look, it dims like that. So you just click that and it goes like bright, dim and off. And the screen, like the system's still on, but the screen's off, so at night it doesn't glare in your eyes. There's a lot more to it. There's that. On top of that, all of these buttons, when you turn your lights off, turn mine off. These turn off with it as well. So the whole thing's off, and then you just turn them on as well. Like that. You can actually change these to green on mine, blue and green. Green for Skodas. So if you have a Skoda and you want to fit into like a Fabia or something, or Octavia, it'll work. You got navigation. I've changed mine to Waze. So I click on that and then Waze pops up. It's a bit laggy here and there every now and then, but it's rare like this because I haven't opened Waze for ages. There you go, Waze is open now. You got that. You got obviously your normal CD slot. It plays videos and everything because all you guys saw. It plays, what's it called then? It played YouTube. And then phone, and then setups, just settings. So yeah. See, this shit is sick, like fully, man. Like you don't understand. Like, you know, I might as well do this as a little showcase. If you ain't subscribed already, it's a bit of a dodgy, what's it called? Dodgy interface. But if you ain't subscribed already, hit subscribe. My subscribe button's not there. But on 239, it's a bit of a retarded like layout, but yeah, 239. We're getting there. We're getting there. Stuff's coming out. I got an air filter one to come out. You know what? I'll give you a teaser of the air filter now, guys. 1 second. Okay, so that sounded sick, innit? You guys heard that. It sounds mad. You have that full on that dump valve sound. It sounds like some Too Fast Too Furious shit. But a full video on the air filter. I have like drive wires, all of that shit going on. That's just a preview. So that's gonna be coming up over there. I think it is somewhere, like I can't tell, but like somewhere there. All of it in the description if it's not out yet, because it probably come out after this. So yeah, power mods are coming soon, so stay subscribed for that. I know if you watched it down to here, you've been interested, so subscribe in it. But that's it then. That's the radio done for today. Trust me, it's worth it. I'll leave links down below for everything you need. The radio itself, GPS, anything like that. I'll leave links down below for all of that. Any questions, just comment. And that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching.